I don't know if you know what disc golf is or frisbee golf. It's where you take the little mini frisbees and you throw them into the chain baskets. It's become a very popular sport over the past several years. And there are leagues and there are teams and there are competitors and all kinds of stuff. And there's a woman named Abigail who's, I believe, a professional disc golfer, but because a trans woman was allowed to compete, this woman chose not to compete. And not only did she choose not to compete, she chose to make it all the way to the starting point where she would be teeing off for her round. And at that point in time, turned backpack, everything, all the gear on, turned to the audience and proclaimed that this isn't fair, and therefore she's not competing. Here, I'll show you the video.
Make some noise for Abigail Wilson.
Gabby.
Females must be protected in our division. This is unfair. I refuse to play.
Woo! Yeah! Have a nice round, everyone.
We will. Definitely will.
Have a nice round. Wow, you hear that? Somebody just yelled, "Enjoy the couch."
So, first things first, the text on the screen said that there was a man competing, there was a trans woman competing. I know that really chaps your asses, MAGA world and right-wing world and conservative world, but you guys got to figure out a way to get the fuck over it. Secondly, you, young lady, worked your ass off to get to that point. You practiced, you honed your skill, you clearly had a love of what you were doing in order to put that much time and effort into reaching the point where you could compete at this level. And your decision is to make a spectacle out of your appearance at this particular event and then not compete. Do all of the work to get there and then not actually compete. When you guys were walking off, you were giving snide remarks to everybody, enjoy your round, enjoy your round. Yeah, they're going to enjoy their round because they put the work in as well, and they're not just going to piss it away in order to stand on some holier-than-thou soapbox and preach to other people. And the person who said, enjoy your couch, they're absolutely correct in saying that to you. You busted your ass to get to where you are at, and now you're going to go sit on your couch and watch all of the other people compete. And before anybody loses their fucking gasket, yeah, because she's going to get smoked by a man. Not necessarily. Here, that trans disc golf player, Natalie Ryan. Here's her player information, and just so that you're aware, here's where she placed in tournaments in the Women's Pro Open in 2024. 6th, 8th, 4th, 9th, 35th, 15th, 13th, 4th, 9th, 13th, 3rd, 11th, 2nd, 5th, 14th, 20th, 18th, and 14th. Because we know those arguments are going to come up. Yeah, he just went to go play in the women's round so that he could dominate. Not exactly dominating, right? Here, this is exactly what she said about the woman who walked off, Abigail. This is what she said about what she did. From the Daily Wire. Most likely ended my career. Disc golfer who protested trans competitor says she has no regrets. The professional disc golf athlete who walked off the course during a national competition on Friday over her concerns about a trans identity male player told the Daily Wire that she was warned against speaking out. When Abigail Wilson stepped up to compete at the Disc Golf Pro Tour's Music City Open on Friday morning, she cocked her arm back to throw, but then suddenly lowered her disc, turned around, and walked away from the tee area. Females must be protected in our division, Wilson said as she walked away. This is unfair. I refuse to play. She told the Daily Wire after the competition that she had raised concerns a day earlier and was reprimanded for misgendering her competition. The trans-identity male disc golfer, Natalie Ryan, was set to play at the same tee time as Wilson in the women's division. Ryan has sparked controversy since at least 2022 when he defeated the world's #1 ranked female competitor, Kristen Tatar. Now, I don't know if that's how Ryan prefers to be gendered, or if this particular article or this particular writer is choosing to misgender them. I don't know. Wilson said this made her anxious because she had heard protests were planned against the trans identity player, and last year a terrorism threat against the same player caused the Music City Open to be temporarily suspended. Wilson played in last year's event as well. They did a terrible job of keeping us safe during the event when this threat was called in, Wilson told the Daily Wire. I said, well, it's a very unpleasant thing that all of us women have to play with him. After I said the word him, this disc golf staff member told me that if I misgender him again, I will be penalized and removed from the tour, and he's going to pretend he didn't hear me say that. Wilson said staff also assured her that the event would have police security and bag checks, but she saw none of that when she arrived, and she was allowed in without showing her credentials. There were zero security precautions, she said. Well, then maybe you should get a lawyer. Jeff Spring, CEO of the and director of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, said they did have security on site, including an on-duty police officer, plain-clothes security staff, and armed security guards, and they did conduct bag checks for spectators. Wilson was cleared through our spectator entrance and recognized as an approved player upon arrival, he said. There is no consequence for Abigail's protest today as she violated no rules or policies, he said. We encourage all players to do what they think is right. Abigail is welcome to competition on the same playing field as all other players, and we wish her the best in her young career. Wilson previously said she assumes she will no longer be welcomed to play in the Disc Golf Pro Tour competitions, the highest level of disc golf, but she does not regret her decision to walk away on Friday. So she hasn't been instructed that she's no longer able to play. The director is saying she is welcome to play, but she's going to go ahead and tell you that she's not welcome to play because that's how she gets you mad with her. I couldn't keep putting my head down, she told the Daily Wire. I like to say that I throw plastic at metal chains for a living, and it's not worthy of any of this. We shouldn't have to deal with this as women, as professionals. Today, I most likely ended my career, and that is okay because this is bigger than me, Wilson said on social media after walking off the competition. I have worked so hard to get to this point to play on the DGPT, but the sacrifice of my career and my hard work is worth it if it means I can make a difference to other women, daughters, nieces, and the future of our sport, she said. If you feel how wrong it is to have biological males be competing in female-protected divisions in sports, now is the time to speak up and stand your ground. Spring, the Disc Golf Pro Tour director, said any changes to the sport's transgender participation policy will likely be derived from changes to international Olympic Committee policy and state and federal laws. I don't think Abigail really has to worry about earning, though. The right wing will figure out a way to keep her alive. She'll have a spot on Fox or Newsmax or some other fucking bullshit right-wing propaganda channel. And at the end of the day, if she can't bring herself to compete with who's on the field, then yeah, maybe she should enjoy her couch. Maybe she should leave competing to the competitors.